Hello, everyone. I am Batu, pre-sales software specialist on American Workflows. Today, we are diving into the essential elements that fuel the manufacturing industry, ranging from the early planning phases to the actual implementation in the manufacturing side. We will delve into the details of manufacturing master data, production planning, execution, and reporting. Here, we are on the bill of material page, where all the components of our products are listed and managed. Each row represents a unique BOM for a specific product or a part. Let's break down the columns to understand what each one signifies. Branch. Column identifies a specific branch or division within the company where the BOM is applicable. Under type, we see a numerical code. This typically represents a category of the BOM, distinguishing between different types such as manufacturing or engineering BOMs. The BOM column has a unique identifier for each bill of materials, essential for tracking and reference. Description provides a quick reference to what the BOM entails. For instance, final syrup, CSO Pepsi, suggests this BOM is for the final syrup used in the production of Pepsi. Version. Each BOM can have multiple versions. This ensures that any changes over time are documented and can be revisited if necessary. Base unit indicates a measurement unit for the base quantity of materials, such as liters for liquids or pieces for items counted by number. Base quantity column shows the amount of the base unit required. Wallet from signifies when the BOM version came into effect. Created on that the date tells us when this BOM was initially created in the system. Created by field is crucial for accountability, indicating who entered the BOM into the system. And lastly, active check mark lets us know if the BOM is currently in use. Let's click on this one and we'll go into detail view. Here we see the general information section highlighting the BOM for Pepsi can 330 milliliter 24 can version 1 with a base quantity of 1,703 liters. Moving to the item details, we note the BOM is split into 3 key stack items. Firstly, sugar is listed with a metallic code and measured in kilograms. Next, the dry component of 7-Up is used in units, with 3 units required. Lastly, the flavor component is also measured in units, with another 3 units listed. Each of these items is stored in warehouse WH33. Okay. Notice the costing column is marked for the dry component and flavor, indicating this contribute to the product's cost calculation. The assembly column remains unchecked, implying these materials are not assembled at this stage, but later in the production line. And the BOM does not feature C products or use the phantom process as indicated by the unchecked boxes in the corresponding columns. All right, next, we are at the main screen of the work center. This interface is crucial for plant managers and production supervisors who need to oversee and coordinate the various stages of the manufacturing process. Let's start by looking at the column headers. You'll see categories such as branch, category, work center, description, control key, and many others. These columns are designed to give you a complete overview of your production operations at a glance. Each row represents a unique work center in your facility. For example, the first row here indicates a work center dedicated to the 7-Up mixing 01. This tells us that this work center is where the initial stage of 7-Up production begins. The control key column is especially important. It signifies the operation type that the work center is configured for. Here, PP01 represents a standard production process, while PP02 indicates a specialized process. Moving to the activity key, this column showing key 01 across our entries is an internal reference to a specific set of operations or tasks that are standardized across the facility. The capacity unit, start time, and end time columns are pivotal for scheduling. They allow you to plan and allocate resources efficiently, ensuring that each work center operates within its optimal time frame. Next, we have the capacity and active columns. This capacity value such as 9.00 or 9.50 indicates the maximum output of the work center each time. An active checkbox means that the work center is currently operational and contributing to production. These last 2 columns, created on and created by, provide audit trails for accountability. They record when a work center was added to the system and by whom, which is essential for tracking changes and maintaining system integrity. Above the table, we have action buttons: add, edit, delete, and view. These are self-explanatory, but they're vital for maintaining the accuracy and relevance of your work center data. Let's click on this first one and we'll go into detail view. On the general tab, you will notice the key information like the work center code, which is uniquely identifies this center as 7up mix 01. And the description 7up mixing 01, signifying this is a 7up very rich mixing area. Under the general data, categories are defined such as 001 machine, implying the type of work center, and 001 mixing for the specific activity received. The system allows you to choose the location and key control parameters for comprehensive monitoring. Capacity planning is crucial. You'll find a structured layout to the input, the start and end times, break types, and capacity utilization. For example, this work center operates from 8 to 5:30 with a 30 minutes break, running at 100% capacity utilization. Under the activity tab, each task performed in the work center is logged systematically. The line item and activity code columns structure the workflow into machine and labor, coded as HR for human resources. Cost codes and formula are assigned for accurate costing and efficiency calculations, ensuring every aspect of production is accounted for. The active checkbox signifies tasks that are currently operational, facilitating real-time tracking and reporting. We are now looking at the main routing interface. This is where production managers can create and view the different processes involved in manufacturing. The central part of the screen displays a list of existing routes. Each routing represents a specific sequence of operations required to produce an item. The table is organized into several columns. The branch column refers to the specific plan. Next, we have the routing ID, which is a unique identifier for the routing. The description column gives us a brief about the routing process. For instance, can line refers to the routing design for the canning process in the CST filling and packaging section. Moving on, we have base quantity represents the standard quantity for which the routing is designed. Quantity from and quantity provide the scalability range of the routing process. The active checkbox indicates whether the routing is currently in use. The credit on and credit by columns shows the date of creation and the administrator credited to modify the routing. To add a new routing, simply click on the Add button. This will prompt you to enter details such as the routing ID, description, and the operation sequence. For existing routings, the Edit button always allows you to modify details, and Delete enables you to remove routings that are no longer needed. Use the Export button to download routing data for reports or analytics, and Import allows you to upload routing from in bulk. Let's click on this first one, can line, to go into the detail view. Under material assignment, section reveals the essential components. For our can line, we have two main products, Pepsi can 330 milliliter and 7up can 330 milliliter. With quantities listed, we can forecast and manage our inventory. The operation tab lists all work centers involved in the production line. Each center from filling the packaging has specific operations critical to our product's quality. Detailed descriptions of each work center's role are meticulously noted, ensuring clarity and precision in our workflow. Lastly, under allocation, we find the bill of materials linked to the routing. It breaks down every material needed for Pepsi can, from syrup to CO2. Here we are at the version interface, the cornerstone of product data integrity and control. This critical component of our software ensures that every iteration of your product is documented, traceable, and optimized for production planning. Each line item you see represents a unique version of a product, complete with a comprehensive set of data fields. Let's break this down. The branch column indicates the department or sector of your business where the product version is relevant. This helps in segregating and managing versions across different branches of your organization efficiently. Next, we have the version field, which refers to the specific iteration of the product. This could denote changes in design, formulations, or even packaging. Next, you have the description provides a brief identifier of the product version. It's vital for quick recognition, helping teams understand the product version at a glance. Moving on, we have the BOM, which is linked to here along with its version number. This is the recipe for to build it. The routing specifies the manufacturing or assembly process flow for this version, ensuring consistency and quality in production. Min quantity and max quantity fields. This represents the minimum and maximum quantity thresholds for production, crucial for inventory control and meeting market demands. The wallets from and wallet to dates are particularly important. They define the life cycle of the product version, ensuring that only current and relevant versions are in production. An active checkbox signifies if the version is currently in use. It's a simple yet effective way to toggle the operational status of a product version. Lastly, the credit on date stamps when the version was initiated, providing a historical timeline for each product iteration. Let's click on this first one, and we'll go into see the more detail. In the general data section, we find the routing and BOM. The routing refers to the production line design designated for this product. The BOM ID is with a BOM version of 1, meaning this is the initial set of components and materials needed for this product. All right, let's move to the characteristics. This is where you define the traits that matter most to your business process. This one mostly we do with product configuration for the production. You can't stop ready to count to make you stop or to make you order. To make you stop, one of the characteristics not by required, but to make order is linked with product configuration. Okay, let's go to classification. This is where you can add, edit, and view various classifications to streamline your operations. And the classification is the same as characteristics. Mostly we do with make you order. Next is the QC characteristic module. Here, you'll find a list of all your QC characteristics. These are the attributes or specifications that your quality control team measures against during the manufacturing process. This screen lists all the existing QC characteristics for your branch. This includes fundamental attributes like weight, design, size, color, and much more. Notice how each characteristic is a data type, indicating the nature of measurements, alongside the description for clarity. Let's click on this first one, and we can see more in detail. Here, we have the weight characteristic. This functionality allows users to define and manage product quality by setting precise specifications that products must meet before they pass quality control. Firstly, note the company code and the branch. These fields ensure that the data you're entering is relevant to the correct part of your organization. And the active box, checkbox, signifies if the characteristic is currently in use. Keeping this up to date ensures that your production data reflects real-time operations. Pay close attention to the decimal and unit fields. Here, we define the precision of the measurement and the unit. For weight, we are using 3 decimal places, and the unit is kilograms. The value indicates the recorded weight, while mean value and max value establish the acceptable range for the product to be compliant with quality standards. Let's go to sample. This step is crucial for logging test results from product samples. The sample code and sample quantity fields are straightforward. Enter the unique identifier for the sample and the quantity is tested. Next, we have the defect master, where you can define, categorize, and manage defects within your manufacturing process. Let's start with the defect location group tab. Here, you can define various groups where defects may be identified, such as purchasing damage or manufacturer damage locations. Diving deeper, within each group, we can specify each location, for instance, receiving location, or finish good location, providing a clear traceability of where issues are occurring. Moving on to the defect cause group tab, this is where we categorize the root causes of the defects, such as production damage cause. Under each cause group, we can list specific causes. For example, raw material issue or production issue, which helps in identifying patterns and commonalities in defect origins. In the defect action group tab, we outline the strategies of groups of actions taken to address the defects, like the testing action group. To defect group tab allows for the creation of feedback loops. Here, we set up groups like the feedback group test to monitor and review the effectiveness of our actions. Under each feedback group, specific feedback types, like feedback test 1 and feedback test 2, can be documented for continuous quality improvement. Next is the QC plan listing page. Here, you have a clear view of the master data necessary for establishing a comprehensive quality control plan. On this page, you can perform various actions such as adding new plants, editing existing ones, or deleting plants that are no longer needed. You can also view detailed information about selecting a plant from the list. Let's click on Add, and we'll begin by entering our details for the product. For the plant code, we can, let's say, QC001. Description, we can say QC plan and production. Okay, so yeah, so for the material code, we must find which material is linked with the QC, because if you don't add which material linked with the QC, then we cannot assign a material code. That's why I cannot select the material code at the moment. Okay, let's move to demand management. From here, you can add, edit, view, and import data to manage your material requirements effectively. Creating a new demand is straightforward. Let's walk through an example. Let's click on Add, and we will begin by entering our details for the product. Let's do material code as AMP. Okay, you'll notice that we have selected specific material code 0001, which corresponds to the AMP ComScope Cat 610 feet patch code in blue. Depending on your planning needs, you can set the period for which you are planning. This can range from monthly to daily. Let's set ours to the daily period to illustrate how the planning works for the shorter time frame. Specify the duration of your demand plan by entering the date from and date to, which we did here. We can do like 1st of March to, or let's do 1st of January to the today's date. Yeah. And below, you have the list of items. Each line represents a specific date in our plan. The material code remains constant, but the planning date changes daily, allowing us to track and plan the demand day by day. The quantity field on the far right is where you'll input the forecasted or required numbers of units for each day. Currently, they're all set to 0, indicating no demand has been forecasted or required yet. And this active checkbox is crucial. When checked, it means that the particular demand line is active and will be considered in the demand planning and execution. Make sure to activate it for all the items you want to include in your plan. Navigating to the material requirement planning, you'll be greeted with a clean interface, ready to input data for your company's material planning needs. At the top, you'll find fields to input your company, branch, material code, and MRP group. Let's set our parameters first, and we'll go from there. Input MRP. For the run date, let's set 1st of January 2024. Once everything is set, let's click on run. And yeah, this action will generate list of requirements based on your input, and it's showing below. Below the input fields, you'll see the columns for rec date, remark, rec issue quantity, and available quantity. These columns will populate with data once your MRP runs successfully. If you encounter an absent table, check your parameters for accuracy. Ensure you selected the correct run date, as seen here. And yeah, best practice MRP involve regular updates to your material data, accurate forecasting, and periodic reviews of your planning parameters. Let's move on to plan order section. This is where you can add, view, and edit orders to manage your material requirements efficiently. Here, you see the list of plan orders. Each row represents an order with details such as branch, type, order number, and more. This overview is crucial for a clear snapshot of your production line. By selecting an order, we can view and edit its details. Let's click on this first one. In the order details screen, which is here, you'll have all the necessary information. The material code refers to the specific item. In this case, we have a Pepsi pad 345 milliliter 12 pad. And order quantity indicates the volume of production, which is we have 500. Modifying an order is straightforward. Simply click into the order quantity field to adjust according to your needs. You can change it. Let's do, instead of 500, can do 6. Scheduling is vital. Notice the start date and end date. Ensuring these are accurate guarantees that your production aligns with your distribution requirements. After making the necessary changes, always remember to save. This action updates the system and communicates the changes across your production network. Let's go back to the main page. And we can see all of our orders are updated in real time, offering you a dynamic planning tool that's both robust and responsive. And yeah, we'll be skipping the capacity overview. And we have the main dashboard displaying a list of production orders. For the date, let's say today's all right. Each column provides a critical information. Starting from left, we have the branch, which signifies the location or department the order is associated with. In this case, it's PP01, stands for manufacturing. Next is order type, here labeled PRD01. The order now is a unique identifier for each production order, while material specifies the item code being produced or processed, such as, for example, the Pepsi can 330 milliliter 24 can. The description gives us more detail, like again, Pepsi can 330 milliliter, alongside the UOM, which stands for unit of measure, in this case, can. The order quantity column shows the quantity to be produced, like 600 cans for this order. Moving right, we have received quantity. Tells us the quantity received or completed. For instance, order PRD 00004, which is this one, Pepsi can 330 milliliter, has been fully received at 500 cans. Order start and order end provide the production timeline, both set for January 30th, 2024 for our highlighted order. The release date is the date the order was authorized to start. Here also on January 30th, 2024. Lastly, the status column indicates that the order current state such as open, completed, or canceled. Now let's look at the detailed view of the specific production order. Let's go with this one. Under general information, we can review the order quantity, the unit of measure, and any scrap quantity. Here, total of order quantity remains at 600 units, with no scrap reported. In the date time section, we see the scheduled start and end times for the production, with an option to confirm the start date. Below that, in the quantity section, the planned order quantity and the quantity to be confirmed are visible, ensuring accuracy in the reporting and inventory management. This production order system is important for managing manufacturing workflows, ensuring efficiency and maintaining transparency across the production cycle. With real-time tracking and detailed order management, businesses can optimize their operations and deliver products effectively. Next, we have the material staging area. Is an integral part of the production execution process. It allows you to organize and prepare the materials needed for the production orders. Let's put for branch manufacturing. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here, you see a clean interface waiting for input. We just put the manufacturing, and you can see. You can see the no and the order that fields helps you to filter staging reports by specific production orders and their creation dates. The type and the list type dropdowns allow further refinement. Whether you want a summary or a detailed report, these options you have covered. Once your criteria is set, we set on click and generate, we'll populate the table below with relevant material staging data, but which we see in here right now. If no data display appears, it means there are no current staging requirements for the filters we have applied. Adjust your filters or check if there's any pending production orders. Anyways, under each column header from no to storage to is designed to provide complete transparency into the staging process. The component code and description will identify the material, while UAM require quantity, available quantity, and missed quantity provide quantitative details. Finally, confirm quantity, storage from, and storage to help in tracking and confirming the movement of materials. All right, we can move on to confirmation by order section. This is where you'll see a list of production orders ready for confirmation. Here, you'll find all the necessary details such as branch, order number, confirmation number, and the associated material details. Let's take a closer look. Let's set the date to 0 January to end of January. I think it's good to go. Each order includes the material description, the unit of measure, order quantity, yield quantity, and scrap quantity, along with the start and end dates of the production process. You'll notice the status column indicates release, signifying that these orders are finalized and awaiting confirmation. Let's select an order to confirm. For example, let's go with this first one. On the details page, you have comprehensive view of the order. The general data tab reveals the type, yield quantity, and receipt quantity, ensuring that what's planned has been produced. Key information such as the posting date and the actual start date and dates are recorded here. This order was completed on January 30th, 2024. It's indicated by the matching start and end dates. Notice the precise timestamps of production commencement at 8:30 and completion at 11, which help in tracking the efficiency of the production run. In the product order section, you will find a specific like order quantity and any remarks on the batch. And to confirm this order, you will typically hit the edit button and verify the details, and then select the confirm again to finalize the process. It is crucial to review all the data meticulously to ensure accurate inventory management, costing, and quality control. And once everything is set, the order will be updated in the system, reflecting the completion of the production cycle and the readiness for the next stage, be it quality check, shipping, or inventory update. Okay, let's focus on the main page of confirmation by operation. This is where you can view all the operations that have been confirmed within a specific date range. We can filter your search by date simply by selecting the from date and the to date from the top here. And if you are looking for something specific, the search bar is a quick way to find that. Just enter your keywords and the system will do the rest. When adding a new operation confirmation, we can click on add, which takes you to this detail entry page. Here, you'll need to fill out several field confirm an operation. Let's start with the company code, which is RMPD, branch and type, making sure each entry matches your operational data. Let's go with everything done, and yeah, it's updated. Okay. You select the product order, material use, yes. And after selecting everything up here, you can see under the general information tab, you can find the type where you can select the final for the completed operations. Also input the yield quantity and scrap quantity as required. Don't forget to fill in the actual start and actual end date. These timestamps are vital for production scheduling and efficiency analysis. Once all the information is entered correctly, you can hit save to confirm the operation. And it will show in the main screen. Okay. Next, we have the keys to your order. As you can see, there are currently no keys to orders listed today. And let's try to add a new one. Click on the add button to open the queue sorter for the creation form. This is where you'll enter the details of your new queue sorter. Start by selecting the company code, which is RMPD. For example, we will use, and next specify the branch where the QC will take place. This ensures that order is logged under the correct location in your organization. Let's do this real quick. In the order quantity field, input the quantity of material to be checked. Following this, set the start date and end date for the QC process, ensuring you have enough time for a throughout inspection. The vendor code can be selected if this QC is associated with a specific supplier. Similarly, the lot now and the warehouse fields have been tracked in the specific batch and storage location of the material. The reference to an inventory doc fields may be used for additional documentation references that are pertinent to your organization tracking needs. Below, you'll find 3 tabs: general information, assignment, and decision. These sections allow you to add more detailed information assigned to QC tasks to specific team members and document the decision made based on the QC result. Once all relevant information is filled out, review the details and ensure the accuracy. It's important that each field is completely correctly maintained the data integrated within your QC process. To finalize the creation of your QC order, we can save. And the new QC order will now be listed on the main QC order screen, where we can view and manage alongside with many others. Next, let's move on to the QC result module. This is a critical component for managing and tracking the quality control process in your organization. Let's start by exploring the main QC result screen. Here we can see the table with several columns, including branch, order type, order name, material code, material description, and more. This table is where all QC results will be listed and can be sorted and filtered to your preference. To add a new QC result, navigate to the top, and we can click on the add button. In this form, you will need to enter the company code, order name, and select the correct options from the drop-down menu for branch, order type, and warehouse. It's important to fill out all the required fields marked with an asterisk. Enter the material code and material description. This will ensure that the QC check is accurately recorded against the correct inventory items. You'll notice an end date field where you should input the date to QC check was completed. This helps in tracking the timelines of quality control measures. Below, there are tabs for general information and assignment. These sections allow you to provide additional details and assign the QC tasks to specific team members. Further down, you can add specific QC parameters such as item code, data type, and characteristic. Each parameter can have a description, specification, whether it's been checked, the result value, and the final result. Once everything is entered, we can hit the save button, and entry will now appear in the main QC result table. Let's move into the QC defect module. This is a critical component of Cuscen platform designed to help you manage and track defects discovered during your quality control process. Let's start with the QC defect list view. This is where all recorded defects are listed. As you can see, the table is currently empty, indicating that no defects have been logged yet. To report the new defect, click on the add button on the top. And we are here on the create screen. You will need to fill out several fields. Start with the company code and QC order, which are essential for tracking and reporting purposes. The material code and the material description fields allow you to specify what item the defect pertains to. Next, select the appropriate branch, lot now, and warehouse from the drop-down menus to pinpoint the defect location. In the Overview tab, we can enter specific details about the defect, such as the defect code, defect description, and defect group. These classifications help in analyzing defect patterns over time. The defect type, defect location, and additional description fields provide further details, ensuring that every aspect of the defect is captured correctly. Once all the information is entered, we can click on save, and then it will appear in the QC defect list view, where it can be tracked and managed throughout resolutions. Lastly, we have the QC complaint section. Here, we'll see an organized table ready to be filled with data. This table is where you'll find a comprehensive log of past complaints, but as we can see, it's currently empty. To add a new complaint, we can click on Add button on the top. After clicking on Add, we are taken to the QC complaint create page. Here, each field must be filled out to ensure a detailed account of the quality issue. Let's start with the company code and complaint now, which are unique identifiers for your record. Next, select the appropriate branch and QC order from the drop-down menus, ensuring the complaint is directed to the right department. Input the complaint date and time, the capture when the issue was identified. This timestamp is crucial for tracking and resolving issues promptly. In the description bottom, in the description section, provide a detailed account for complaint. The tab labs overview, defect, cause, action, and feedback allow for a comprehensive analysis of the issue. On the reference document, input the material code, receipt date, and other relevant production details. This information will link to the complaint to specific materials and batches for traceability. In the vendor info, select your vendor and input their details. This step is essential for issues that may require vendor collaboration for resolution. Finally, the notes section is if you have any additional comments or actions taken regarding the complaints. Once everything is good to go, we can click on Save, and the complaint is now logged and visible on the QC complaint table for tracking and management. All right, lastly, we can navigate to the master data section. Here, we can find all the necessary reports and tools to manage your materials and work centers efficiently. Our BOM listing report provides a detailed breakdown of bill of materials for your products. This is essential for understanding the components and sub-components required in the production process. Okay, let's click on Run on this. Let's do it manufacturing. Let's run it again. And here we go. You can see all the BOM listing in all in detail, such as BOM type, BOM material description, everything in here. Next, we have the multi-level BOM functionality. We can visualize the complex of your products, ensuring accuracy in planning and reduction of production errors. And the other one we have is the material master MRP data. This report is crucial for our material requirements planning. It helps you manage inventory levels, ensuring you have the right materials at the right time. Run this as well. Let's run it again. And here we go. We can see all the material MRP data in details. Let's go back. We have, moving on to the work center listing. This feature allows you to manage and report on the various work centers in your facility. It's here where you can assess capacity and schedule workloads to optimize your operations. Let's run this as well. The branch. Run again. And here it is. We can see all the work center listings. Go back. And lastly, we have the routing report. This provides insights into the path materials take through the manufacturing process, enabling you to streamline operations and increase productivity. Let's run this too. And here it is, detailed routing report. You can see all the material description, routing, and wallet dates, operation numbers, everything in detail. All right, let's move to the execution. These reports are crucial for analyzing and managing your production in real time. Let's go each report listed here. The missing part list is the first report. It's essential for ensuring you have all the necessary components for your production orders. With this report, you can quickly identify any missing parts, allowing you to take prompt action to acquire them. Let's run this report. For branch, let's do the manufacturing. For dates, let's do the 1st of January to March. Let's run it. And you can see all the missing part lists dating from 1st of January to end of this month. All right, let's go back. Next, we have the production order analysis. This report provides an insight into the production orders in process. It's a powerful tool for monitoring the progress of your production and identifying any bottlenecks or delays. Okay, let's run this too. Let's put manufacturing, order date. Let's do 1st of January for order. Let's end of this month and run. And here it is. We can see all the production order analysis one by one. All right, moving on, we have the capacity overview. This overview is crucial for resource planning. It helps you understand your production capacity and whether you are operating at under or over capacity. Let's put the information. Again, let's do 1st of January. Let's run it. And here it is. You can see all the capacity overview, detail by detail. And lastly, we have the capacity overview detail. Offers a granular view of your capacity. It breaks down the data from the capacity overview into detailed segments, giving you a comprehensive understanding of your capacity utilization. Again, let's put this manufacturing as well. 1st of January. And here it is, capacity overview, all the details in capacity overview. All right, lastly, we have the inquiry section. An integral component designed to provide you with detailed reports and insights into your production process. Let's begin with production order heading information. This section is the cornerstone of your production tracking. It includes essential data such as order numbers, creation dates, and the status of each production order. Okay, let's put the manufacturing. So let's run it. And here it is, we can see one by one, such as order type, order no, material code, and everything. And next, we have the production order component information. This detail list gives you a breakdown of all components involved in a production order. It's a key feature for managing inventory and also ensuring you have the necessary materials on hand. We can run this as well. Let's put manufacturing. And for date, we can do 1st of January to end of this month. And let's run it. And here we can see everything in detail as well. And under demand management, we can forecast and plan according to the market needs. This predictive tool is crucial for aligning your production capabilities with customer demands, enabling you to scale efficiently. Manufacturing. Again, for dates, we can do 1st of January, end of this month. And yeah, that's it. We only have one branch PP01 with everything with material code and metal description. And lastly, we have the production order operation information. Offers a granular view of each operation within your production line. It allows for real-time tracking of progress and identifies any bottlenecks that might arise. Let's do 1st of January. Let's run it. And yeah, here's a detailed view of this as well. Each of these sections is easily accessible in a list format, ensuring you can quickly find and analyze the data you need. And that's it. That's all from me, Kevin.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me stop the recording.